Height or physique? What matters more? We're gonna go over the advantages of being tall versus having a good physique in terms of general life quality, dating, respect from dudes, and the halo effect as a whole.
I think as men, we've come a long way in our understanding of what matters in this world. And now there's a massive debate of what actually matters more, height or physique. Now, I am both extremely tall and extremely jacked, so it's safe to say I can come to a bit of a conclusion. And in fact, I did. I went out to the city and I asked hundreds of women what they thought the most important thing was. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna reveal exactly what they said.
But first, let's get into the evidence as far as anecdotal and studies are concerned. So in terms of first impressions, with your height, it's just noticed easier. I mean, if you're natural or not blasting a ton of gear, no matter your physique, you look kind of just normal in clothes. But in terms of your physique, the first impressions that you will get if you're like shirtless out in public, you're lean, is that you have discipline. That's the main sort of consensus. I know when I see someone that's in shape, the first thing I sort of think about is this guy has a level of self-respect and discipline about him. He goes about his day, he stays consistent to the gym, because I, as someone who trains a lot, knows the amount of consistency and discipline required to even achieve any sort of physique.
A lot of people will say height breeds more attention, right? But I actually think when you see someone tall, there's only really a very simple dialogue that goes on in your head. It says he's tall. But I think it says a lot more when you're actually in shape. You could assume a lot more about this guy, especially considering how little people are actually in shape. I mean, there's less people with a six-pack than millionaires. I'm being serious, that's an actual statistic. So when you see someone that's in shape, you instantly assume he must be somebody. The same cannot be applied for height.
And I mean, even if you are already someone that's built a very good physique, you will know that if you enter some sort of conversation with average sort of people that don't train, they will instantly default to asking you about how you got that physique. When you're tall, no one's really mentioning the fact that you're tall. They sort of just go, oh yeah, he's pretty tall. But when you have a good physique, people are actively questioning you about it, trying to learn things from you, and are kind of fascinated with the fact that you've built such an unattainable physique.
And you have to think as well, I've been 6'4" my whole adult life, but I haven't been jacked my whole life. So I know the difference between each one. And I can tell you, I got nowhere near the same amount of benefits in this world from being tall than having a good physique. But you could also say that now I'm tall with a good physique. So you kind of got me there, I'm not gonna lie.
However, I am 5'6", according to the internet. So I can also say that building a physique got me massive benefits, even though I am 5'6".
But in terms of control, you've got about a 2% chance of ever increasing your height. I'm not gonna lie. I've done a lot of research on how to increase your height. And basically, if your growth plates are closed, your growth plates are closed. It doesn't matter how much growth hormone you take. Once they're fused, they're fused. So that 2% applies for the guys that are before the age of 20, 21, 18, depends, it varies with different people.
But in terms of your physique, you can literally look like a different person. Especially if you started overweight, you get lean, you build muscle, you could become unrecognizable. Like you could literally not look like the same human being.
I did not think in a million years that I could build this physique. I was extremely skinny, emaciated to the point where I almost looked a bit freaky. If you showed me a picture of what I looked like today, back when I was 15, 16 years old, I couldn't even believe it. I wouldn't be able to believe it.
I mean, and it is insane the actual difference in a physique 4 years of training can make. And if you guys just want to simply learn how to make that A to Z transformation to build the AAA physique, aesthetic, attractive, athletic, then you're hearing this at a great time, because we just rehauled the entire Skool community. There's over 100 extra modules in there on not only building a physique, because that information is already out there, but how to build a physique that's optimized for the shit we actually want: attraction, aesthetics, getting real world results. So the full guides are inside there.
Guys, we're not scared to plug it because it's the best fitness product that any fitness influencer has released. We can say that with confidence. This is truly our life's work, and we've made it for guys like you watching this video right now. In terms of the advantages that you'll get for having such a physique, it can actually make up for height if you are 5'7" and above. So below about 5'7", obviously it's not exactly 5'7", it's gonna look like compensating. This is a non-cope zone, it's a cope-free zone, and we're gonna be honest, whether it hurts your feelings or not, this is the truth, right? If you are below 5'7", it doesn't really matter how jacked you get, it will only seem like you're compensating even more. And I see this all the time, where short guys will feel the need to take a lot of steroids, get absolutely jacked in the hopes that it will get them more women, subconsciously or consciously, whether that's what they want. It never does that. Yes, you might be able to step on stage. Yes, it might get you more followers online, but for women, probably not. The next thing you will get is direct sexual polarity. This primal desire that you breed from your attraction is something that can't be replicated with your height. And I know this personally. Once again, I've been tall, but I haven't always had a good physique. And it wasn't until I built a physique that I really felt what true desire from women feels like, to the point where you couldn't believe the amount of stuff they do or would do for you. Because remember, if she doesn't want to do something for you, she will do it for a guy that is worth it. She will do it for a guy that she is truly sexually attracted to. That is the truth.
I mean, and it's because it matches the fantasies in her head. It's because it aligns with the books she reads. Just look at any sort of chick flick, right? The Vampire Diaries, Twilight. The physiques all look exactly the same. They've literally engineered these guys to look a certain way. And if you can mimic that, that aligns with her fantasies and exactly what she wants. And it's why she will make rules for the other guy and break rules for you.
You are also seen as more trustworthy, disciplined, and hardworking. This can work exceptionally well if you are above the height of 5'7". Okay, because if you are tall, you're not always seen as someone that can be trusted. In fact, especially with women, they know you've probably got options. They know you have a higher sexual market value, therefore they're probably not gonna trust you. You're probably gonna be the side guy, whether that's a good thing or not. Sometimes you might wanna be seen as a long-term option, and that might be what you want long-term, right? So by building the physique, you're giving off that you have more discipline and you are more trustworthy long-term.
And I mean, in terms of social media, being shorter is a good thing because your physique will always seem more impressive when you're shorter because it doesn't get shown through the camera, right? You can pretty much never judge how tall someone is on a video unless they're standing next to someone else. I mean, just look at this photo of Sam Sulek, Lex Little, and Lukey MC. Next to each other, you can see the height. Look at them individually, they all look the same size. It's absolutely crazy.
I mean, in this video right here, I am 230 pounds. Do I look 230 pounds? Do I look as impressive as this guy at about 190 pounds? I will never, unless I juice the fuck up to the gills, I'll just never look like that.
Yeah, it's way easier to fill out your frame when you're shorter.
And then you'll also look better without a shirt. You will mog the tall guy if you are simply in shape at the beach. Just a matter of fact, especially if you follow our Skool group and you're doing the stuff inside there. So you're building appeal, you've got a better looking physique, you're tanned, you're shredded, you got the max appeal physique. You are gonna mog this guy to Andromeda. Okay, cool. So now let's get into height.
Like we mentioned, you get noticed faster. It's the thing that stands out the most, especially in environments like nightlife and clubbing where it's just a sea of people. And if you're taller, you'd literally stick out.
I mean, if you are short and you're going clubbing, you're honestly a fucking idiot. As a guy, there's almost no reason unless you got a bunch of money or you're the DJ. There's a very low chance you're actually getting a high leg count at clubs if that's your goal. You also have a larger access to women because of the height filter, AKA pre-selection. Especially these days, guys, I know it's absolute bullshit, but I mean, in terms of online dating as well, 60% of women, I think it's even higher now, set their height preferences to 6 foot. If you're not familiar, they now have settings on dating apps that filter for height. We can't filter for weight. It's bullshit. I know. I don't make the rules, guys. I just make the videos.
So you don't even appear on 60% of women's profiles if you are under 6 foot. So if you're 5'10 or 5'11, these women don't even see you.
And that is their minimum dating filter. That's the minimum they'll put up with. That's not to account for your physique, your look, anything like that. You really have to be a top 1% guy if you want all the results on Tinder, because only 5% of guys get 95% of results on dating apps. So you have to be at least 5%, ideally in the top 1%, to even get a fucking chance.
We don't even make the rules. It's just how it is. Women are so picky because they can be, because dudes put them on a pedestal. I've literally been called a short king and I'm 6 foot. I'm not even trolling. That's happened to me.
So yeah, use that to your advantage if you are tall. Like if you're like 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", right? Put that as your bio, and I'm telling you, you'll get 100+ matches in a day. You'll also be seen as more dominant, more truly dominant, as even someone with a decent physique, especially if you're a lot taller than them.
I mean, it's kind of the mass pill or the weight pill. Kind of just want to be a certain size bigger than the woman if you want to match her fantasies and you want to come across as more dominant or masculine.
I mean, a truly tall or big guy does not have to go through any of the mental gymnastics, any of the game tactics, any of the dynamic tips and tricks. He doesn't have to do any of that because his height does all the work in terms of dominance.
You will get a massive halo effect in general. This is pretty understood. It's kind of like the face. I would say it's almost as important as the face for the halo effect. I mean, short guys just get treated like shit. Just look at the bagel shop guy. I mean, it's absolutely brutal. They even sent a tall reporter to go and report. I mean, they truly don't care about these guys' feelings.
And the last one is that clothes will just look better even if you're untrained because of the rule of thirds. And I mean, almost every model is above 6 foot in terms of fashion models, and that's because they simply just look better in clothes. They have better proportions, things of that nature.
So before we get into what we think about which is more important, let's hear it from the source. What do the women have to say?
Taller and skinny. Tall, lanky. They're packing.
Tall and skinny.
Tall and skinny.
Tall and skinny.
Tall, skinny guy. For sure, yeah.
Tall, skinny guy. Tall, skinny.
So as you can see there, guys, they picked height 99% of the time, right? Now, is this being skewed because they've got a tall guy right next to them? Probably. That is a very valid point. And as I say, we don't listen to what women say because they will lead you astray. We follow what they do. And in terms of my own personal experience, if you can combine both, that's when you will reach the synergy zone. That's when you'll reach the God combo. Now, truly, we can do nothing about height. So if you are short or if you're at the average height, build the fucking physique. That's more of a reason to build an impressive, aesthetic, attractive physique because you don't stand much of a chance against this guy. So at least do this to compete.
And I mean, your height will never always carry you. I mean, honestly, most really tall guys that I see do absolutely nothing else right. So they're not even leveraging their height at all, which should make you happy because that essentially checks them out. So if you are even moderately tall or even slightly below average height and you build a dialed in physique, you get the face right, you get lean, you will mog some tall guy that's not trying at all.
I've seen this time and time again. If you've got extremely good game, if you're extremely charismatic and good with women, you can be 5'6", and I've got friends myself who are, 5'6", 5'7", who literally take these guys' girlfriends, and I'm not joking. They will pull 100 times more than the tall guy because the tall guy has purely relied on his height. He's blue-pilled, he doesn't really know what he's doing, and he's completely checked out. So we're not like black pillars, we're not anything like that. We're truth pillars, okay? We're here to present you the facts in a non-cope zone because I think it's better for you to know the facts rather than coping your way through life and wondering why you're not getting results in the areas that you want.
So yeah, I think if you have both, that is perfect synergy. And I mean, why not just try to get the good physique anyway? There's no benefit to not building a good physique, both mentally, physically, and in terms of life quality in general.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to that first link in the description, you'll see a bunch of videos of guys inside the Skool community who have built the physique that we preach, the AAA physique, and they will tell you themselves how much it's improved their life and their dating results.
And with that being said, if you learned something today, make sure to like the video, leave a comment what you thought, and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.